It's my pleasure to welcome Iain Hosie, the founder and technical director of Revolution Fibres. Revolution Fibres was founded in 2009 and is a world-leading nanofiber textile production company from New Zealand. The company has products in air filtration for applications such as HVAC and respiratory masks, carbon fiber for sporting goods and Formula One, as well as acoustic materials for buildings and UAVs. The company also has a long-standing collaboration service with companies such as Patagonia and Estee Lauder. For the Korean market in particular, they have a product called ACTIVLAYR, which is a revolutionary new way to deliver nutrients into the skin using rapidly dissolving collagen fibers. So we're delighted that Iain's able to join us, and we are looking forward to hearing a little bit about the trip that you made to Korea last year, what your experiences were in regard to that, what lessons there might have been learned, and how it was for you. So if you want, maybe you could just share some initial thoughts with us.
Oh, thank you, Lucas, and it's really good to see you again. So we got the invitation with about 3 months warning, I believe, before we went and did the trip, and we had already had the opportunity of going to Seoul and other Korean areas about 2 months before. So the timing for us felt right for a follow-up meeting, and we always felt that it's power in numbers. It's really good for New Zealand companies to kind of represent themselves as a whole, and really gelled with the types of companies that were going as well. So it gave us the opportunity to go to Korea to not just have our own meetings, but to have some support, network events, and also get a little closer to the New Zealand or the Kiwi Chamber, as well as the New Zealand Trade and Enterprise offices over there as well. It's about extending our network with the New Zealand community in Korea as well.
Right. Oh, very good. Awesome. So if you look back at the Tech Roadshow last year, what was the result of that? Has your business progressed since that time? Obviously, you'd been here a couple of months before. You'd come again with the Kiwi Chamber. We've seen some very nice developments from our observation on the AcitvLayr side of the business. What's been the relationship building process that you guys have gone through, and what's been the result of your visit?
Yeah, well, I think it was great to be able to invite some of the prospects and some of the companies that we've been working with to some of the Kiwi Chamber events, so they could feel like they're becoming part of the Kiwi community. And while not everyone turned up, those who did come along, really felt they were part of, I guess, a tech movement to Korea. It was interesting because they don't see a lot of that. They do associate New Zealand with milk, tourism, wine. So to actually be part of a group of companies that, all of us had some very innovative prospects and things for the market. I think that went really well, and we did help each other out, and that was really good. On an individual level, the companies that we met, I think they were really thankful that we came again, and follow-up's so critical. And when you're entering new markets, to not just come once, expect the rest to happen over email. It just doesn't work that way, and we've really seen in Korea, face-to-face time is super critical. Right. For us, a couple of months after, we had some competing interests over there. We've had a lot of companies looking for the technology. They were trying to, position each other out, and that was quite confusing. But a fortunate position to be in. But it wasn't until one of the companies that we're working more closely with now, Colmask, came over to New Zealand prior to Christmas, and had done a lot of internal meetings and had really seen how they could push the ActiveLayr product onto home shopping. Yeah, and they teamed up with a company called Cosmo Plus, who really facilitate and help new brands get onto home shopping. And so they did those connections after seeing our technology, and in working with Colmask, developed almost a Korean version of ActiveLayr. Interesting. It's more suited to their aesthetics and their market. The packaging and the shapes are a little bit more different to what we sell in New Zealand, but we gave them the rights to the name, and allowed them to really trade off the New Zealand story and the unique new technology story as well.
Nice. So the name part of it was actually exclusively then dedicated to your partners in Korea. Is that what you're saying?
Well, ActiveLayr was, it's the name of the brand. It's also the name of the technology. And so we've always been quite comfortable with other brands selling the technology so long as ActiveLayr is referenced. But in the Korean sense, they felt there was such a great opportunity to talk the whole story by embracing the brand ActiveLayr rather than slipping it under an existing Korean brand. So for them, it worked. That was great for us as well. It allowed us to tell our story to a new audience. And of course, anyone who's seen Korean home shopping in the cosmetic space, it's very slick, very professional, very informative, quite exciting. So, they're doing things that no other country really does when it comes to selling cosmetics and marketing cosmetics.
Interesting. So do you see any potential to work with your partner that's in Korea beyond the Korean market as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Korea for face masks and for cosmetics, dermal products, they're Asia-wide, almost international in many cases. The beauty that we have is we're working with ODM companies, so companies that effectively sell their designs to bigger brands. So, in them creating success with the ActiveLayr brand, it will attract the attention, we believe, of some of their larger clients.
Nice.
So we feel that this is just effectively a pilot of what more can happen with the technology. So we see this going not just in home shopping and stopping there. It'll be introduced to new markets, Japan, China, and also other brands who may have different things they like to do with our technology.
Oh, interesting. So to some extent, your visit to Korea or your engagement of the Korean market is a stepping stone to other North Asian markets that has a potential to buy your product.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely see that. So the whole world comes to Korea for cosmetic technologies and to see what those next trends are. They're definitely the ones that people follow. So strategically for us, it was always the best market to get a foothold.
Fantastic.
Many try, and sometimes it's hard to get noticed in the Korean market. But when you've got something quite novel, it's definitely the market to target.
Excellent. So based on that, would you encourage other Kiwi technology companies, and obviously technology is a broad spectrum, but technology companies in general, to look at the Korean market as an end point of sale at all, or as a stepping stone into other markets? Or what kind of suggestion would you have for New Zealand companies to even consider the Korean market?
Well, I think from my perspective, and it's, I guess I can only really speak on the textiles front. I'm not so sure on digital and the like, but Korea is quite international. They seem very open to collaboration and to taking international technologies and putting them into their market. They typically have a very good reach into China, Japan, other parts of Asia as well. So they are a good stepping stone. I don't think New Zealand companies see Korea as a stepping stone. They kind of look at Singapore and Hong Kong as the entry into Asia. For us, we've tried those markets as well, and Korea has been a lot easier.
Interesting.
And I feel like we've got a good level of support, not just as a company or even as a country. I think New Zealand's got quite a good network of fellow businesses, and the trade office and the Kiwi Chamber offer a really good soft landing, if you like, in a challenging market. The language is tricky. There's not a lot of English spoken, and we took a translator with us. So that certainly would be something I recommend if you really want to get your point across. Translation is quick. I think it is a good market to really
Right.
focus and untapped.
So do you see yourself coming back over this way anytime flights allow it?
We would have been. You know,
Right.
we've seen a multi-million-dollar deal, and you don't typically do that over Zoom or email, but we
Right.
have. But you know, both parties would like to have shared some soju and celebrated that. But yeah, because of that, that hasn't happened. And on a more operational level now, we're consistently shipping lots and lots of roles over to Korea. You know, being able to work with the people at the other end, turning our roles into product, getting a better relationship with those people is something we're going to do as soon as the borders open, really.
Okay, excellent. Well, we look forward to welcoming you back here, and from the Kiwi Chamber side, hopefully have another barbecue with you and a few other tech firms from New Zealand would be great.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we thoroughly enjoyed last time. It's such a good event, and we would recommend it. And if anyone wants to talk to us directly about the event, we'd be happy to talk on it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate the summary of what you experienced last year, and obviously great to see the results. Congratulations to you, and hopefully, it's just the starting point of a bigger journey for Revolution Fibres.
No, thank you. We big fans of Korea, and thank you for your help.
My pleasure.